Cambridge Primary Science. 4th grade. Activity book. Humans and Animals. 1.1 Skeletons. Words to learn. Skeleton. Frame. Sometimes skeletons look scary. Skeletons. Bone. Spine. Skull vertebra are not scary. People and many animals have a skeleton inside their bodies. A skeleton is a hard, strong frame that supports our bodies from the inside. Have you seen a skeleton before? There are skeletons in some museums of animals such as dinosaurs that lived long ago. What are skeletons made of? Skeletons are made of bone. Bone is very hard and strong. You can feel the bones of your skeleton through your skin. Our skeletons are made of many different bones. These bones are different sizes and shapes. Activity 1.1. Finding your bones. Feel your head. How many skull bones can you feel? Hold your hands on the sides of your chest. Can you find your ribs? How many ribs can you feel? Now feel your back. The bumps you can feel are the bones of your spine. These bones are called vertebrae. One bone is called a vertebra. Stand up and put your hands on your hips. Can you feel your hip bones? Feel your hand bones. Why do you think there are so many bones in your hand? Did all the bones in your hand feel the same size and shape? Questions. 1. What are skeletons made of? 2. Why must skeletons be hard and strong? 3. Why do you think the bones of your skeleton are different shapes and sizes? 4. Bones are not very heavy. How do you think this helps animals? 5. Draw a picture of what you think a person without a skeleton might look like. What you have learned: people and many other animals have a skeleton inside their bodies. Animal skeletons have bones that are different shapes and sizes. Our skeletons support our bodies from the inside. Our skeletons are made of many different bones. Bones are different sizes and shapes. Talk about it. Are all skeletons made of bones? 1.2 The human skeleton. We have 206 bones in our skeletons. There are different kinds of bones in the skeleton. Words to learn. Thigh. Irregular. Long bones, like the bones in our legs and arms. The thigh bone is the long bone in your leg. Short bones, like those in our fingers. Flat bones, like those that make up our skull. Irregular bones, like the bones in our spine. Activity 1.2. Making a skeleton. Look at the human skeleton on the opposite page. Notice the sizes and shapes of the bones, and how they are arranged. You will need different shapes of pasta, black construction paper glue. Plan how you will make a skeleton from different pasta shapes. Arrange the pasta shapes on the paper to make your skeleton. When you are happy with your skeleton, glue the shapes onto the paper. Questions. Is the skull made of one bone or many bones? 2. Why do you think the skull is important? 3. Which is the biggest bone in the body? Why do you think this is so? 4. Which are the smallest bones in the body? 5. What parts of your body do you think the ribs surround? Why do you think the ribs are there? 6. Women usually have wider hip bones than men. Why do you think this is so? Skull, jawbone, collarbone, ear bones, shoulder blade, elbow, thumb, bone, rib, finger bones, wrist, vertebra, hip bone, thigh bone, toe bone, kneecap, shin bone. A giraffe's neck can be up to 2 meters long. Ankle. What you have learned: our skeletons are made of long bones, short bones, flat bones, and irregular bones. The skull is made of different flat bones joined together. Talk about it. How many neck bones does a giraffe have? 1.3 Why do we need a skeleton? Skeletons grow. We grow and get bigger because our skeleton grows. An adult skeleton is much bigger than a child's skeleton. An adult skeleton has stopped growing. Words to learn: fracture, X-ray, invertebrate. Activity 1.3. Comparing bone sizes. Using a tape measure, measure the length of your upper arm bone, black circle, thigh bone, black circle, shin bone. You will need a tape measure. Measure the length of the cutouts of the same bones on your teacher. Record your measurements in a table like this one. Bone. Length in cm. Me teacher. Upper arm bone. Thigh bone. Shin bone. Whose bones are longer? Predict what you think the length of a teenager's bones would be. And say why. Sometimes we fall or have accidents and break our bones. A broken bone is called a fracture. Doctors take a special photo called an X-ray to see if a bone is broken or not. X-rays are photos that let us see inside our bodies. Skeletons support and protect. Our skeleton supports our body. It makes a strong frame inside the body. We cannot squash our body easily because of our skeleton. It gives our body shape and makes it firm. Our skeleton also protects our organs. This X-ray photo shows a broken leg. Bones don't stay broken. The broken ends of the bone slowly grow back together again. Do all animals have skeletons? Not all animals have a skeleton. Worms and jellyfish do not have a skeleton. An animal with no skeleton is called an invertebrate. Jellyfishes do not have a skeleton. Questions. What would happen to a baby if its skeleton did not grow? 2. Why do broken bones mend? What you have learnt. We grow because our skeleton grows. The skeleton supports and protects the body. Animals without skeletons are called invertebrates. Talk about it. Why do fractures in old people take much longer to heal than fractures in children? 1.4. Skeletons and movement. Words to learn. Muscles make us move. Bones are strong and hard. They cannot bend, but your body can move in many ways. Our bodies can move in many ways. Muscles contract, relax. All animals with skeletons have muscles attached to the bones. Muscles are the parts of the body that allow us to move in many different ways. Muscles are found under the skin. They cover the skeleton and give your body the shape that you have. Muscles always work in pairs. One muscle contracts and pulls on the bone it is joined to. This makes the bone move. The opposite muscle relaxes. Muscle A contracts. Muscle B relaxes. Arm lifts. Muscle A relaxes. Muscle B contracts. Arm drops. How muscles work. Muscles pull on bones to make them move. Muscles work by getting shorter and longer. When muscles get shorter, they pull on the bones they are joined to. We say that muscles contract. The pulling movement allows you to move and do the action that you want. When muscles relax, they get longer and let you rest. Activity 1.4. How muscles work. You will need a weight to lift, such as large book. Look closely at the muscles in your arm and at the pictures opposite. Hold the weight in one hand and slowly lift the weight up towards you. Put your other hand over the front on your upper arm. Feel how the muscle changes as you lift the weight. How does the muscle at the back of your arm feel? Straighten your arm. Feel what happens to the muscle at the back of your arm. What happens to the muscle at the front of your arm? Questions. 1. How strong are your arm muscles? Design a fair test to find out. 2. Why is the heart not joined to any bones? The heart is a special muscle that is not joined to any bones. What you have learnt. Muscles allow us to move. Muscles are joined to bones. Muscles work by pulling on bones. Muscles work in pairs. Talk about it. How can we make muscles bigger? 1.5. Drugs as medicines. Drugs. Drugs are substances that make your body change in some way. Many drugs have good effects, but some drugs can harm your body. Words to learn. Medicine, prevent. Medicines. Tobacco is the drug in cigarettes. Tobacco can harm the lungs. When people are unwell, they take medicine. We take medicines to help make us feel better when we have an illness. Some medicines also prevent us from getting ill. Not all drugs are medicines. Tobacco, for example, is not a medicine. How we take medicines. We take different kinds of medicines in different ways. Unique of oral rehydration salts. Some medicines come as a powder that we have to mix with water. We breathe in medicines from inhalers for asthma and other breathing problems. We drink cough medicine to help us to stop coughing. People who are very ill in hospital often get their medicine directly into their blood through a drip. Activity 1.5. How do people take medicines? Plan and carry out an investigation to find out the different ways that people you know take medicines. How will you collect the information you need? How will you present your findings? Questions. 1. Why do we say that all medicines are drugs, but not all drugs are medicines? 2. Do you think we can use a cream as a medicine for a sore throat? Say why or why not. 3. Why do you think people in hospital often get their medicine through a drip? Challenge. Smoking is harmful. Find out how. Smoking damages the body. What you have learnt. Drugs are substances that make your body change in some way. Medicines are drugs that make our bodies better when we are sick. Talk about it. How does an inhaler? All medicines are drugs, but not all drugs are medicines. Help you to breathe better? We can take medicines in different ways, such as powders mixed with water, by inhalers and directly into our blood. 1.6 How medicines work. Symptoms and cures. How do you know when you have the flu? When we are ill, we have signs of the illness called symptoms. Different illnesses have different symptoms. Words to learn. Symptoms: germs prescribe. Fever. Cure. Look at the picture below to see some of the symptoms of flu. One of these symptoms is a fever. Medicines help to take away the symptoms of the illness. Tiredness. ZZ. Headache. Fever. 9. Often we become ill because germs enter our body. Medicines can help to kill the germs and make the illness go away. When medicines make an illness go away, we say that the medicines cure us. Body ache. Sore throat. These germs can only be seen with a powerful microscope. They cause sore throats. Medicines make us better, but we have to take them safely. You should only take medicines if they are given to you by a doctor, a nurse, or an adult who looks after you. Sometimes a doctor will prescribe medicines. Activity 1.6. Taking medicines safely. Jimmy and his friends talked about how to take medicines safely. These are their ideas. It's okay to take someone else's medicine if they have the same illness as you. You must always take the right amount of medicine. If you take too much, it can be harmful. If you forget to take your medicine in the morning, just take more at lunchtime. If the instructions tell you to take the medicine with food, you must make sure that you do. Discuss what Jimmy and his friends are saying about how to take medicines safely and decide if they are right or not. You might need to find out more information about this. Make an information sheet about how to take medicines safely. Question. 1. Predict what you think would happen if you didn't take all the medicine the doctor prescribed for you. What you have learnt. Symptoms are the signs of illness. Medicines can cure illnesses and make them go away. Talk about it. Why must some medicines be prescribed by? We must follow the instructions to take medicines safely. A doctor? 1. Check your progress. 1. Write down the word that describes each of the following. A frame made of bone that supports our body. B. A bone in the spine. C. The bones of the head. D. Animals with no skeleton. E. The parts of the body that allow our bones to move. 2. Write down the name of one. 3. A flat bone. B. Long bone. C. Short bone. D. Irregular bone. Look at the drawing and answer the questions. 1. 2. Write down the number of the muscle that bends the arm. B. Explain how the muscle makes the arm bend. C. What happens to the other muscle when the arm bends. 4. Josie, Yasmin and Louisa measured the length of their upper arm bones. These are their results. Josie, Yasmin, Louisa. Bone length: 25, 32, 28. In cm. 5. Who do you think is an adult? B. Who do you think is a teenager? Who do you think is a child? D. Explain your answers to questions A, C. E. How else could you show these results? F. What apparatus do you need to measure bone length? G. Explain how you can make this a fair test. Name 2 reasons why we take medicines. B. Which of these statements about medicines are true? All medicines are drugs. B. Medicines give us symptoms of illnesses. C. Never take medicines prescribed for someone else. D. Medicines can kill harmful germs in the body. E. Stop taking prescribed medicines when you start to feel better.